What to do with Confederate monuments has been a controversial topic for a long time. Recently, the debate over what to do with them has become more heated. Welcome back to Explaining Difficult Stuff. There are approximately 2,000 monuments still standing in the United States dedicated to the Confederacy and its proclaimed heroes. Should they be left alone, or should they be taken down? Let's look at the facts. Since the 1960s, many Confederate monuments have been taken down, sometimes by protesters. Most of them were built from 1877 to 1964 during the Jim Crow era. Some people see these monuments as a tribute to our nation's history. They publicly celebrate Confederate leaders and soldiers who participated in the Civil War. Others feel they were created by Southerners to soothe their fractured pride and remind African Americans of their subordinate societal position. These monuments range from plaques to statues and other types of artwork. Strong feelings exist on both sides. The decision to keep or remove them can be complicated depending on the type of monument and its location. We will present both sides of the debate from a nonpartisan perspective and leave it to you to decide. The three most frequently stated reasons to keep them are: first, they testify to our nation's history and pay tribute to men who fought and died during the Civil War. The existence of these monuments does not prevent the role the Confederacy played in our history from being condemned. Second, where is the line drawn? Which statues go, and which stay? As appalling as it is to our sensibilities today, George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, and Ulysses S. Grant were born into a society in which slavery was a fact of life. At one point in their lives, they owned slaves. Yet, unlike many of their contemporaries, all three struggled with the morality of the institution. All three either freed slaves or tried to enact laws to oppose slavery. Should the movement to remove monuments be pushed so far as to take down monuments to these three men? Could it then reach a point where anybody with a problem with a statue can take it down? Third, taking them down is an attempt to rewrite history. Current generations should learn the positive and negative aspects of our history. An unfiltered account would be offered by displaying accurate details at each site. These monuments tell a story of how far we have come while not denying we have a long way to go. Unfiltered information about its background and its role in defending slavery should be publicly displayed. Now let's review the most frequently stated reasons why they should be taken down, changed, or moved. First, the monuments reinforce the delusion that the Confederacy fought to defend a lofty ideal rather than the preservation of slavery. The primary and stated objective of the 11 states that seceded was the preservation of slavery. History refers to this delusion as the lost cause of the Confederacy. Second, rather than boldly erecting monuments celebrating slavery, it was more acceptable for the South to erect them as a tribute to the delusion of the lost cause. Following the Civil War, monuments helped to keep alive the idea that African Americans needed to be enslaved for their own good. Third, many of these monuments tell a slanted version of Confederate history while they actually pay tribute to white supremacy. The monuments are thought to be a celebration of slavery. It costs millions of taxpayer dollars to maintain these monuments. For a good reason, black taxpayers have a problem with this. There is no easy answer to the question of what to do with Confederate monuments. Any meaningful response should follow serious reflection on the history of racism and inequality in our country. Today, both sides stand firm on whether the memorials should be left alone or removed. Now let's step back and sum it up. There are 4 courses of action that could be taken to resolve this nagging debate. The first 2 choices are clear-cut. Either leave them alone, or tear them all down. As mentioned earlier, to the joy of some, and to the dismay of others, many have already been destroyed. Alternatives 3 and 4 are compromises, therefore less extreme. The third choice would be to leave them in place, but all should display a sign or a plaque putting them in their correct context. This is referred to as contextualizing the monuments. These plaques would state exactly how each monument pays tribute to slavery, which negatively impacted the lives of millions of people. The fourth, and last choice would be to remove them from public grounds, and place them in museums with the plaques noted above. Now it's time for you to form your opinion. Which box would you check? Post your comment below. We value your input. The link below offers a more detailed article about the controversy over Confederate monuments. If you found this informative, subscribe to Explaining Difficult Stuff. It gives us the incentive to keep reaching out to people of all ages with our videos. Thanks for watching Explaining Difficult Stuff. By the way, there is no cure for curiosity.